I acknowledge that I walk on unceded indigenous land that was home of the Tiwa. I thank the ancestors for allowing me to walk this landscape in silence.
Christine Howard Sandoval is a Vancouver-based Obispeño Chumash and Hispanic artist whose practice focuses on the past and present histories of her ancestral home.
Cada planta, ser, tiene su historia, dejando que todo lo que está abajo del sol descanse. Hija de Yumanji, el viento le habla, el palo santo prendido le habla.
When I came to this exhibition, it was actually Tatiana and Christine who invited me to curate the show, and they were already thinking about subversive kin, and they were inspired in the writings of Devon Peña about subversive knowledge. And when they invited me to curate the show, I was thinking of how we could sort of like work with that idea. So at the beginning, I was a little bit uncomfortable with the word subversive because I thought it was like too contradictory, even like a little bit of a, like a contesting term in general. But then I came to this definition of the word subversive that I really liked. That was precisely the act of turning over. So that kind of like rounded up the idea, and it gave a space for the artist to address this idea from very different perspectives.
The distance that each artist has to the place that they're making work about, like you can kind of get a little bit of a sense of that when I walk into the space and see this, Tatiana's large piece that is this like rainforest landscape. So there's this clear contrast to like looking out of the windows in the gallery and seeing, the architecture of the Lower East Side. It's like this real kind of piecing together like disparate locations. So I think I'm interested to hear maybe a little bit more about like how that kind of connection or like distance played between the artists and kind of putting the works together in the gallery.
The work of Falleiros deals with the hard scars of colonization and with ideas of disconnection. She addresses these subjects from a subversive point of view by creating pieces that aim to create roots while exploring different notions and ways for grounding. One of the pieces, Falleiros piece, The Eye of the Earth, contains some remains of bricks from this place where she lives in Harriman Park that used to be a place where they were building like bricks for building New York.
Oh wow.
And then these people basically extracted all the resources until it's just like nothing left, but you can still find in the land like pieces of bricks.
I appreciate how several of the works point to multiple geographic locations, but also multiple notions of time, not just a human-centered sense of time.
Like weaving the past with the present, with the future. And then one of the core ideas of the exhibition is this conversation about how do we become good ancestors, right? So to become good ancestors, this is like a concept that involves like all these temporalities and involves like a lot of different roles, not only the human, right? In the exhibition there are also, we have Brazil, we have Virginia, we have Canada in a way. Christine is in Canada. We have New Mexico. We have a lot of New Mexico actually. We have Colombia. We have Peru. We have even if like the artists are only from, not only, but they are like from specific places, the kind of a conversation of all the Americas is coming together in this show, which I think is really nice, and it just like amplifies the conversation. Karen Miranda Rivadeneira's practice is centered in storytelling and story keeping. In her work, the body acts as a vessel for the most primal creative force and as a channel to dream interspecies and co-create with the earth. She is interested in the performative maps that the body stores, specifically in connection to indigeneity, nature, and resilience, which she explores through a variety of mediums, including photography, performance, and clay.
Tatiana documents and archives plants by pressing, collecting, and photographing specimens that she will later transform into brushes, textures, forms, or even compositions. Arocha uses a variety of digital and analog approaches, including drawing, fruitage, monoprints, photocopying, and digital painting. Her installation, Entrelazándome con el Territorio, includes a selection of these documents in addition to imprints in clay, samples of trees, objects, and photographs. Altogether, Arocha establishes a new approach to exhibit installation rooted in botanical studies.
When I came for the first time to the Clemente and I saw this gallery space, I just like knew that the windows and like the landscape needed to be part of it in a way. So we were like really focused in trying to like open it up as much as possible. Hence like the inclination of the walls, like trying to like open up the space to like let that also like touch the pieces in a way. There's like a moment at around like 6 p.m. where like all the light changes and it's just like really kind of like magical. I don't know, I feel like the architecture is really amazing.
And like seeing images from the shadows kind of filtering through the window on those wall works, it's like the geometry is already kind of, it's as if the piece was like generating its own light source.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Has this land always been a survivor of constant erosion? A system of burying and revealing with each passing season?